You're watching this video because you've identified the characteristic inside of you of knowing what to do and not doing what you know. In this video, I'm going to show you how to change that so you can effectively get yourself to take action every single time, no matter what the challenge is. First, let's understand what gets us to take action. It's making a decision. I'm talking about making a true decision. A true decision requires you to cut off all other options. You may have heard the concept of burning the boats. Well, effectively, that is what making a decision truly looks like. When you make a true decision is marked by the fact that you are now saying no to every other option that is not achieving the goal. If you say you are going to lose 10 pounds and you make that as a true decision, it means you have cut off the reality where you don't make that happen. You've cut off every other option. You've cut off the options of going out and binging on different foods. A true decision means there is only one way that you are going to finish this race. There may be multiple ways that you get to the finish line, but there is only one finish line that you are willing to tolerate. That is a true decision. A true decision is marked by action. You can tell when a person has made a true decision when you begin to see action. One of my mentors, Tony Robbins, said, never leave the place of making a decision without first taking some form of action that locks that decision into place. If you don't take action, then a decision has never actually occurred. It's the concept of, if I know what to do, but I don't do what I know, effectively, I am producing the same results as not knowing. Therefore, knowing what to do and not doing what you know is the same as not knowing what to do. You get the same result at the end of the day. So it begs the simplest question: why don't people take action? Even though they may know what to do. You may know what to do in your business. You may know how to generate the leads, or you may know the script you're supposed to use to close the sale, or maybe you want to get into better shape and you know you ought to be eating better and working out more often. Why is it that you know but you're not doing? It's simple. There are two emotions that govern our decision-making process of every human on planet Earth, and it's been this way since the beginning of man. And those emotions are pain and pleasure. Everything that we do is our desire to move away from pain and our desire to move towards pleasure. These are the basic motivators that govern all of our decision-making, no matter who you are. It's important that you understand this, because when you do, not only will you be able to effectively communicate and sway other people's decision-making to fit your desires and needs, maybe so you can make the sale or influence your kids to be better people, you will also be able to sway your own decision-making so that you finally begin to take action in the way that you want. So first, let's identify the pain. Objectively, all of us are trying to move away from painful situations. Everything in life that causes us pain, we attempt to run away from. This is just human instinct. Why don't you touch the stove? Because you know you'll get burned and you'll feel the pain. The actions we take or we don't take are our attempt to avoid pain. This is why sometimes you'll see a person may want to get in better shape, let's say, and they know they ought to be working out, but they don't go to the gym. Why is that? Well, somewhere in their life, they've learned to associate exercise to pain. Maybe it was discomfort. Maybe they were overweight in school and people made fun of them when they tried exercising. And so in their mind, there is a painful mental association. They feel the emotion of pain when they think about exercising, or when they have the thought or the impulse to go and exercise. Therefore, they are not going and exercising, even though they logically know that they should. Let's talk about pleasure. When we have associative pleasure, we move towards those behaviors. This is why people will take alcohol and drugs, because when they've done so, they've had a good time. They've lost their inhibition. They've said the things. They danced. They had a great, everyone around them loves them so much. So there's a lot of associated pleasure to the behavior of drinking alcohol or doing drugs. Unfortunately, for some people, let's say that same person who's wanting to lose weight, food became a comfort for them. When they got upset, when they got sad, they would be able to go to food and the food would make them feel good. It would release dopamine. Their hormone levels would spike. And so in those moments, there was short-lived pleasure. They've associated the act of eating that junk food to the pleasure they receive. Pay attention to this. The pain of exercising, they're avoiding. The pleasure of eating the food, they're running towards. And this keeps them in a negative feedback loop where, although they've read every book on exercise and watched YouTube videos and know they should exercise, they're not doing it. The same way when your business, maybe you ought to be generating leads and doing marketing, but in the past you spent money and it didn't work. That was a painful situation. Maybe you've procrastinated long enough that a deal just fell into your lap and there was pleasure. So now you're thinking, if I just sit around, well, another pleasurable deal will just fall into my lap. That's not going to happen, and you logically know it. If you want to change, what you have to do is create a new neuro association. Link new emotion to the behaviors you're trying to avoid and to the behaviors you want to pursue. Learn how to use pain in your favor as well as pleasure. There's a saying my first mentor used to teach. He said, you're going to run a hell of a lot faster when there's a fire behind you, not just when there's a carrot dangling in your face. I found that to be true for my life. Recently, I did a run across America with my buddy Andrew. As we were running 40 to 44 miles per day, we talked about on the times we need to dig deep. We will imagine some of the worst scenarios, like somebody holding our family at gunpoint, somebody hurting people we care about. In those scenarios, we would feel disgusting and associate that feeling with not getting out and running. So in the morning at 5 a.m. when we had to wake up and we didn't necessarily feel like doing it, I would feel a bigger pain of, well, my family's going to get hurt if I don't put on my shoes. And because that's a worse pain, I would get the shoes on. Even though there was the pleasure of laying in bed, the pain of my family getting hurt was worse feeling than the little pleasure I got from enjoying an extra couple of minutes in bed. When you start to relink the mental pain pleasure associations to your behavior, you're going to find that you won't have to will yourself into doing the right work, into doing the right thing. You are naturally going to want to do it based on your own instinct to avoid pain and to feel pleasure. Here's the cool thing. The pain doesn't have to be real. The pleasure doesn't have to be real. In fact, most times pain and pleasure aren't even real. They are just made up. They're imaginary. It's what I believe will cause pain. There are people who go out and get tattoos, and they've learned to associate pleasure to the feeling of a needle pushing ink into their skin, whereas somebody else may get a tattoo and pass out at the first press. Pain and pleasure are mental associations that you can create. What I want you to do is ask yourself these 4 questions so you can begin to link new pain and pleasure to your nervous system around behaviors you want to create. So the first thing I want you to ask yourself is, what are 4 actions that you know you need to be taking that you haven't been taking? Is it you're supposed to be generating leads? Are you supposed to be working out more regularly? Should you be reading books more often? Whatever it is, figure out the 4 things that you know you need to be doing that you haven't been doing. Pause the video and take a couple of minutes to write this down. Hopefully they're at the surface of your mind, but some of you are going to need to dig a little bit deeper. So write those 4 things down. This is going to be so critically important. Do not continue going without writing this down. Awesome. We're back. Now I want you to take a few minutes to write down the associative pleasure you've gotten by indulging in the negative behavior. So in the procrastinating of not doing this, like what are the things that you're doing in place of what you should be doing, what you've identified that you should be doing? So maybe you're supposed to be making content online, but instead you're scrolling on Instagram. What's the pleasure that you've been receiving? Is it that you are able to connect with friends? You see what they're up to. It feels good to just doom scroll. You're getting endorphin release. Maybe you're hanging out with friends and you go out for drinks after work. The pleasure you're getting is being socially accepted with your peers and your friend group. Identify what you're getting as a pleasure, because there is pleasure you're receiving by not doing the work. Now I want you to identify, what will it cost you 4 years, 5 years, 10 years from now if you continue with the behaviors that you're currently doing? If you continue to just scroll, if you continue to drink, if you continue to not exercise, what will it cost you? Is it going to be your health? Is it going to be money? Figure out how much money it will cost you to not learn how to make that $1 million business. Every single year that you don't know how to make $1 million, 10 years from now, it's cost you over $10 million not knowing how to make $1 million. It cost you the respect of your wife because you told her you were going to build this company and then you sat on your ass. It cost you your friends because they no longer trust you because you don't do what you say you're going to do. What is it going to cost you? I want you now to really think about the pain of not changing. Go there 10 years from now. Feel the loss of respect that you have for yourself. Feel the loss of money, the loss of time, the fact that you're older and a little bit more bitter. Feel all of that stuff right now today, because we're going to be linking that feeling towards the inaction, towards the actions that we've been avoiding, spending our time scrolling on Instagram, we're gonna start to link that cost to scrolling on Instagram. I wanna connect that emotion. And finally, I want you to think about what's the pleasure that you're going to receive for getting this done. What's the benefit? What's the big payoff? What's the payday? And really get into this and like make a list. Make this list long. All the things that you get. You're a man of your word, a woman of your word. You get things done. You've helped other people. You've given them jobs. You're in the best shape of your life. You're able to go to your kid's wedding. You're able to walk your daughter down the aisle. Let this list grow large and really get into the emotion of it. Because when you start to feel this emotion, this is what you're gonna link to the work that needs to be done. I want you to create a neuro association. You're gonna connect this new emotion, this good feeling, this pleasure to the work that needs to be done. You're gonna connect that deep pain to the work that you want to avoid, to the actions that you want to avoid. And this is how we start to be able to change our behavior without necessarily needing to use willpower every day to make it happen. I think back to Arnold Schwarzenegger, and this was back in the pumping iron days when Arnold was working on becoming Mr. Olympia. A reporter came to the gym and said, "Arnold, you're working out every day, doing all these reps, and you're on rep number 500 and you have a smile across your face. They've done a tenth of what you've done and they're all frowning. They look miserable. Why do you look so happy? Why is there this big smile on your face?" And he said, "Because every rep I do, he's associated with becoming Mr. Olympia, with making my dreams come true, with being the man that I said I was going to be." And so he created positive association to the pain, to the work that needs to be done. This is what I need you to do for yourself. Don't just believe me. Do this exercise and watch what happens in your life. If you got value from this, I want you to go and watch this other video over here about the top 3 habits that you need to have as an entrepreneur.